Day YouTube, it's Kyle. Just gonna do a little video here for you guys, a little video blog, or a vlog is what I'm apparently supposed to call it. As you all know, Paul Walker there just passed away recently. A couple of actually influential people passed away recently. One being Paul Walker. Probably everyone's heard about him by now. I just want to give my condolences to his family there. Left behind a young daughter. Now there's a lot of hype going on about his passing because people are saying, why are we paying so much attention to this star? What did he do? Blah blah blah. Or we shouldn't pay attention to him because he's only one man, where there's something going on in other parts of the world that we can still help with and save people's lives. And it's wrong that we're putting so much praise to this one person. Now, in a way, yeah, they're right, and in a way, they're just being disrespectful. They're coming about it the wrong way. Yes, there are things that are more pressing, like natural disasters going on, confrontations people are dying every day. Whereas Paul Walker passing, you mourn, yeah, you mourn him, but you don't completely overshadow the rest of the world. He did help a lot. He helped rebuild places that were being torn apart by war or conflicts or natural disasters. That's something that a lot of people don't know and don't realize until they say something and then they get their heads bitten off on the internet. Now, I grew up with the Fast and Furious franchise. I now drive a Mitsubishi Rally Art. So I'm no stranger to Paul Walker whatsoever. But I also agree with the rest of the world saying that you have to remember what's happening with the rest of the world. Some people don't even know that Nelson Mandela passed away recently as well. 94, I believe he was. So he's pretty well up there. But he passed away peacefully of old age. He was a very influential figure in this part of the world. And like a lot of things, stuff like that goes unheard. Like my next topic. A lot of people don't realize that in Canada, even Canadians, not a lot of people realize this, that 4 Canadian soldiers in the same time frame that Nelson Mandela and Paul Walker passed away, 4 Canadian soldiers committed suicide due to PTSD. And I looked at the names. There's one in particular that hit a little closer to home than most. I'll share the names with you. Master Corporal Sylvain Lelevre, sorry. Apologies for the pronunciation. He deserves a lot better than that. But he was in the military since 1985, served in Bosnia, a couple other conflicts, as well as a veteran of the Afghan War. 2011 is when he returned from that. He passed away in his home, taking his own life, leaving behind a small family, daughter. Warrant Officer Michael McNeil took his own life, leaving behind an extended family, one of which, one of the people that I went to high school with, lost their father in Afghanistan a few years back, now to lose their uncle. So that's 2 people for that one person, and that person that I know in high school. And I know a few people from high school come from a military family that have lost their loved ones in Afghanistan. The world doesn't know about all that. They just see another name and they just see another statistic. A lot of people don't know anything about PTSD. There needs to be more knowledge about it spread throughout the world. The last two names are Master Corporal William Elliott from CFB Shiloh and Master Bombardier Travis Helmrast, who passed away in hospital in Lethbridge, Alberta after a suicide attempt. This isn't an isolated incident. It happens a lot, and it never comes into light. The only reason why it came into light is because there was 4 in such a short period of time. For something like that to happen, in order for it to get into the news, I feel like that is where this should definitely take a change. Because every one person is the same as the next. It doesn't matter who you are, how famous you are, what you did. In this case, these people took it upon themselves, made it their duty to protect others that were not able to protect themselves. In 2011, 22 Canadian soldiers committed suicide, and in 2012, 13 committed suicide. So, like I said, it wasn't an isolated incident. It happens every year. Like dozens of people are doing this, and it should obviously be addressed as something an awful lot worse than it is put out to be for the world. And that's just in Canada. We have an extremely small military, like around 60,000 at any given time, regular force. In the States, I couldn't even imagine what the numbers are, because it happens to everyone. It can affect anyone. And the US has millions of troops, so their numbers are probably, don't even want to think about it. And this is something that should be brought to light, because it's going to happen, and it will continue to happen for the rest of human existence. We can do something about it. It's pretty much what I wanted to share, my point of view on that, and a subject that is relevant to me. My father has PTSD. He served in Bosnia and 2 tours in Afghanistan, having to return the second time after the man that replaced him was killed in action, and my dad had less than a week's notice to get back to report back to Afghanistan, returning for another 6-7 months. And living with someone that has PTSD, I see the change in everything, in their whole being. As I grew up, just the way he drove, the way he talked, the way he walked, his actions, his temper, everything changes. You switched on all the time. And it doesn't affect everyone the same. Some people are able to hide it, some people talk about it, some people hide it, let it dwell inside them, and then it just slowly eats them away. It affects everything. It affects their financial status, it affects their marriage, it affects their relationships with the rest of their family and friends. They push people away because they don't, whether it's because they think it'll burden them, and they don't know that they need to get help, and they don't know where to look for it. And that's something that we need to focus on. So let me know what you guys think. Comment on it. Comment the shit out of it. I want to hear everybody's story on it, everybody's thoughts, good or bad, because I know there will be those naysayers. So the whole purpose of this is to get people to ask questions, to make people look at it. It's the least that we can do for the people that are going over there, sacrificing years of their life, and help them get a better life, a life that we have here in North America or in Europe and more privileged areas. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching. Appreciate it. It's our turn to fight for them now.